everybody. As you know, last night the county began to implement public safety and emergency management protocols in response to an imminent dam failure at Edenville. Local fire and law enforcement began notifying residents to evacuate. Since then, we have been monitoring the river situations, levels, and dam conditions from Smallwood, Secord, Edenville, and Sanford dams. We established shelters and continued to issue media releases to the press and social media. About 5:45 tonight, the Edenville Dam failed, and residents in the potential flooding area were advised to evacuate immediately. About 6:50, Sanford Dam failed, and the public in extended areas were notified to evacuate also. At this time, we have established shelters for residents at Coleman High School, Bullet Creek High School, Midland High School, North Midland Family Center, and West Midland Family Center. The county, first responders, public safety, and all of our partners are working around the clock to provide the most accurate and timely information to the public. At this time, the National Weather Service has predicted the crest of the surpass will be at 38 feet and will happen at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Please follow directions from law enforcement and public safety to evacuate when you are directed to, so we can keep as many people as safe as possible. We will continue to keep you updated as we have more information. Thank you, and I'd like to introduce you to Brad Kaye, City Manager.
Thank you, Mark. Mark's covered a lot of the actual dam failures, the challenges that are presented both to the county and to the city. What I'd like to cover a little bit more is what's actually taking place within the city and the implications to our residents. First of all, both the county and the city have declared emergencies. That has been done predominantly because, of course, of the response that is necessary, but also so that if and when there's an ability to recoup costs that are going to be incurred because of that, we will have that ability. Those were both done earlier this afternoon, I believe, by both the county and the city. Within the city itself, however, we are looking at an evacuation plan that covers about a quarter of the entire city's population, so approximately 10,000 people. This is a massive effort. It is well underway. It has been underway for portions of the day, starting this afternoon. It has been predicated by, of course, the failures and the potential failures of the dam. If, as Mark said, these dams do fail in the way that they predicted to, we're looking at flood heights that are approximately 4.5 to 5 feet higher than the 1986 flood that we had, which is the highest we've ever had in the city of Midland. The consequence of living in a river valley, of course, is that we have to deal with river floods at times. This, however, is something that would be unprecedented. Whereas the 1986 flood that most people remember that were here at least, and if you weren't here, you certainly heard about it, was a 100-year flood. What we're looking at is an event that is the equivalent of a 500-year flood. So something that is extremely rare, it's extremely catastrophic, and quite dangerous. The people that are in the homes that are in the evacuation are urging you to evacuate. We ask that you take that urgently, that we take that to heart, because it is unsafe should these dams fail, as they are predicted to do so. Where you can find shelter, Mark indicated the number of the shelters that we've opened up. We will continue to monitor those, and should they become short, we will look to additional shelters, which are all part of the dam failure plan that is in place for the county and for the city. The other things that are important to know is that the infrastructure that the city has lies in the river valley, and it will be inundated. What that means is that our water systems are potentially at risk. Our sewage systems are potentially at risk. The pumps that operate these systems are at risk, and they will be inundated if we get these flood levels. If that takes place, there will be some of these systems that we must shut down. The unfortunate part of that is that there will be floods into basements. There will be backups into basements for people who are in those particular areas. Our immediate concern, because it's the first pump station that would be necessarily shut down, is the hospital. They're in the process of evacuating and working through their patients, determining exactly what needs to be done and what the cycle is. They have their own plans, of course, in place for that, and they are taking care of that concern. But again, we would urge everyone who is in these areas, if you're hearing the police and the fire and they're coming down your street, please take it seriously. Please look at finding alternative places to shelter for at least a couple of nights, or if you don't have those availabilities, look to the shelters that are open and available. Mark also said, we will certainly keep you up to date. We will continue to post information. The county's website, the city's website are all continuing to provide information. Our social media channels will continue to do so as well. We ask again, everybody work with us. This is going to be a tough one. It's just something that we've not seen as a city, and we'll get through it, but we have to do it together, and we ask for your cooperation, Chief. So thank you all. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Will you have additional updates tonight or tomorrow?
We'll have
Bridget will be able to help you with that question.
yeah, we will put additional information and press releases out as we have information that becomes available. As you can imagine, everything is happening really quickly, and so it's been challenging to get information out. We did post some phone numbers for certain disciplines of certain areas of public safety and public information if someone has an imminent call. I will tell you that it's important if residents have been directed to evacuate, please evacuate. Do not call 911 and ask if you should evacuate, just do it. 911 has a lot of other calls that they need to do, so if you could please do that.
I'm just wondering if you're going to be doing something like this again.
Probably not in the middle of the night. We may try and do something like this again tomorrow if more things surface.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
The shelters one more time. You said Coleman
Yes.
Center, Bulletproof High School, North Midland Center.
North Midland Family Center. Yep. Bullet Creek High School.
Midland High.
Midland High and Coleman High School.
In West Midland.
And West Midland Family Center. Okay. And I believe at this point, all of those shelters except for Coleman are accepting pets, because that's been a big question. So if your folks are interested and they need to, if they have pets, then they need to evacuate with them. They can go everywhere except Coleman.